afternoon everybody, and a warm welcome to Behringer. And today I have a layout update for you. It's actually a progress report on the nuclear flask terminal that I'm just building. A little bit more progress has been achieved, so without further ado we'll get on with it. So here we are over at Morwood. There's the Morwood tunnel. Basically this is how it all looks currently. Basically I've layered the board last night with some card, and that's just like a one layer of card, and then there's another layer of card which I've just used and run the outline of the track. So that's currently what we have, and basically this little sort of square area here, as you can probably tell by the white ends there, is basically where the gantry is going to be sitting. So that's what we're going for. We've also got a back scene on there. Now the back scene might look a bit odd in terms of it might not be in keeping with what I'm doing, but I think if I can put a link in, I'll put a link into the Bridgewater nuclear flask transfer terminal, and you'll see that actually it's virtually on top of the residential area, so it's not actually that uncommon. So that's where we're sort of at really. I've basically laid the track today. I've also put some point work in here. I've also just did that as well. These 2 points are going to be manually operated. This one and this one are both manually operated. I've had to redo this section, the joint section here, completely, and also rewire the joints over here to make sure they are working. Now the procedure is basically, and it does happen, is you can go one of either two ways with it. You can either run the loco in, run it around in 2 nuclear flasks and then back it in, or you can do a run round procedure elsewhere, which is what we're sort of doing here. If you can see, I have a class 37, 37506. It hasn't been out for a while, so I thought I'd give it a little test run to test run this, and it's got the 2 nuclear flasks. Now what we're going to assume is that that 37 is actually on the front end here, and it's basically used these points to then go back around towards the other points at the other end, and then back onto here, and it's now ready to reverse these 2 wagons into the nuclear flask terminal. So once the 37 has reversed the 2 flask wagons in, it can now uncouple and then park into the siding right next door. Gantry can then go off and do its thing and basically empty or transfer the contents across, and then once it's ready to go, the 37 can then, or the whatever loco you have doing it, can then basically take it back out. So that's basically what a rough guide of the procedure is, I believe. I might have to shunt this over across to fit the gantry in here. I'm not sure if there's enough room just looking at it, so I might have to make a slight modification to the track work but basically if I just raise you up, the track work will basically go up and over here and then come back down and sort of over, I think it goes over across here somewhere. So basically that's where that sort of patch there is going to be where the gantry is going to be going, and then basically I'm just going to build up the layers around the actual terminal. It's not actually that big. If I I'm going to also put a fascia on the end here, and if I sort of zoom out slightly, I'll zoom out as much as I can, you can see just how big it is, and it isn't very big at all when you think about it. Look, there's the end there, and that's basically where the tunnel is on, well, the bridge is on the right. So you can see it's not actually that big. It's actually, I think it's about 4 foot is basically the length of that. So so it's not very big at all. It doesn't take up much room. As you see underneath is where I put all my I'm actually put a door for that, but that's where I keep all my sort of like bits and bobs for the layout, so I can have it all to hand. But yeah, it's just sort of to give you a rough idea of what I'm doing and what I'm getting on with. Like I said, there is going to be another layer of card to basically level it up with the track work. So I don't know when I'll do that, and then basically this lorry will then sort of have like a little ramp to sort of come down. And basically the plan for the lorry is that it comes over this overbridge and descends around, and it comes around here and pulls the front in and then basically backs in onto the nuclear fast gantry terminal. So basically that's as far as we've got so far with it. As I have some more progress, I will keep you informed. Oh, just one last bit before I go. I managed to pick up a little vehicle yesterday. It's a really diddy little vehicle, but it's a cute one, and it's one I haven't seen before. And I don't know whether the camera will... There you go. It's a little Ford Escort saloon, as opposed to the van that I've got. And they call it Saluki Bronze, I think is a colour, but to be honest with you, I don't know why they just don't call it chocolate brown. But it's really, really cute, and it captures the Escort really, really nicely. It's an Oxford die. No, get me cars mixed up. It's actually a Corgi trackside, old school Corgi trackside vehicle that I've managed just to find on the off chance actually. So I didn't even know they were available, but as soon as I saw it I had to buy it, and actually it was only £3.50, so it's even cheaper than the Oxford diecast ones. So it's the first time I've actually come across one, but it suits the layout really, really well anyway, depending on what era I run. Anyway, with that note, I will sort of love you and leave you, and I will leave you with a sort of picture of my Leyland road train to the left, my Escort in the middle, and my Class 37 on the right hand side. So take care, and I will speak to you soon as I have an update for you, and take care. Bye for now.